Hey guys, James here today and welcome to another house building video here in The Sims 4. Today we're building a shipping yard filled with containers. So I've seen these sort of container homes being built in Sims before, like Sims 2 and Sims 3 and Sims 4. And also it is a thing in real life as well, having this sort of shipping container style homes. But you know, I thought, I really wanted to build one of these sort of style of homes. But I was like, well, why just do one or two containers? Why don't we just build a whole shipping yard and turn the whole thing into a home? So that's what I did. So yeah, this is built in Newcrest again, because you can place it anywhere. It's on the 20 by 15, I think, or is it 20 by 30? Maybe it's 20 by 30. Yeah. It's a 20 by 30 lot, not 20 by 15. And we're basically stacking 6 containers, well, 3 containers with 3 containers on top, as you can see there. So the top level is all joined together like that. Then the bottom level is spaced by 1 square each, just to give it a different look and see how we go. Now, unfortunately, there's no matching, well, precisely matching colors for the roofing. But, you know, I got sort of like woods and textures that kind of look similar to the colors on the side of the containers to make it, yeah, they look decently convincing. So, you know, I went with the flow, and I thought, hey, well, it was at this point I decided, hey, let me just do a whole shipping yard. Like, I was like, because originally I was going to do it like, hey, it's a home, it's on a beautiful plot of land. But I was like, hey, why don't we just turn it into like an actual shipping yard? Like, this is somewhere that someone just bought, and they're like, hey, let's just turn it into a home. Let's not move anything. Let's just turn this shipping yard into a home. I mean, now, obviously, it's a very small little yard, but, you know, hey, there's only so far the imagination can take us. So I've gone around and done these little street lights as well, which I thought looked quite nice, and added a little bit of a touch. And I decided to add another container out the back, which I thought could be an additional room, and I turned that into one such additional room, which you'll see. I think that... I'm actually not sure. I think by the time this video goes live, and in case you guys don't know, because you might be watching this in the future, basically I'm recording a bunch of videos because I'm going away on a trip, and I'm basically recording all like about 7 weeks of videos in 1 week of time. So now I'm not 100% sure. I did a room build, and I don't know if it's out. I think it's out before this, and I use that room build as inspiration for the building out the back, which you'll see in a minute. Anyways, so I thought, hey, let's also chuck a little car out the front here, a little ute out the front, or if you prefer, a truck. We call it ute in Australia, though, so that's what I'm going to call it. Yeah, so anyways, as you saw, I joined the containers together with little hallways there, which I thought was, you know, well, I was always going to join them together. I wasn't exactly sure how. But I think just adding that sort of, like, it looks like they've just grabbed a couple of pieces of corrugated steel and just sort of chucked it together, and we're all good to go. And I thought what I'd do is I'd paint the inside of the containers, like, so they, like, on the inside of the walls, there's still this sort of container metal. I thought, hey, that'd probably make a pretty cool look. And then what we'll do is, taking inspiration from my previous house build, which I think was New Groove, that sort of industrial one, the interior walls would be a different pattern. So, like, these interior walls look like that sort of, they kind of look like a demountable kind of wall, like, you know, something you just stick up temporarily. I don't know, I wanted to give it kind of a gritty kind of vibe that would, you know, go with the style of container home. Of course, I could have done a complete sort of renovation and made it look like super modern and super slick on the inside, but I didn't really want to go for that. I wanted to have a little bit of the sort of container's essence behind. Obviously, they've laid down a beautiful vinyl flooring that looks like wood. Not really wood, although that's what I'm imagining they've done. You know, they've laid down a bit of flooring. Yeah, anyways, that's how I'm imagining it as I'm doing this. I was going to do like a little spandrel over the doorway there, then didn't really fit, and the style didn't really match at all, so I was like, nah, we won't do that. Okay, so starting off with the kitchen dining area here, and I really like how this turns out. You'll see it in just a moment, obviously. I mean, unless you stop watching right now, in which case you'll never see it. Or unless you downloaded the house, then of course you will see it, even if you don't watch. I mean, it's really up to you. Using some of those plastic ghost chairs on the table as well. I really love those chairs. I've been using them a lot lately. I went for this super expensive stove because I thought it matched quite well. And yeah, so I'm using those sort of, those kind of industrial slash rustic looking counters slash cabinets in this place, because I thought they fit the style absolutely perfectly just like that. I love the large cabinet on the right-hand side there as well. I think that, I was like, when I found that, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Where has this cabinet been all my life, and why haven't I been using it before? Why haven't I not been using it before? Yeah, so use the cabinets there. We got a lot of vertical space on the walls. I was like, hey, let's just start doing some random decorations here and there. Put those little nubbins, those wooden log nubbins on the wall there. I thought it looked kind of cool. So did that, and I got the I don't know, like the London Underground like neon sign. I've never actually read the description for that, so I don't actually know what it is in The Sims, but it looks like the London Underground sort of sign, or just London public transport really in general. Yeah, so I also got those sort of steel beams you can see there just on the right from Get to Work. I colored them green because that green actually matched that wall pattern surprisingly well, and I thought it was kind of cool because it seems like they put that in there as a little bit of support strut, and they're like, hey, let's just paint it to look the same. Maybe no one will notice, it'll sort of blend in. But yeah, no, it kind of gave it this really sort of gritty kind of vibe, like, hey, this is our kitchen. Welcome to our kitchen. It's pretty cool, right, guys? We're so hipster. And then I went for like a little stone flooring as well. I actually redid the flooring in the kitchen because I thought, again, that went really, really well. They splashed out a little bit on the flooring. They spent all their money on the flooring, and then like, hey, look, we can't really afford to do the walls, so yeah, we're just gonna have to go to the floor like that. That's all we can afford on this budget. Yeah, and another thing I did, which you may have already noticed, is there's only windows on the fronts and the backs of the containers. Like, there's no side windows at all, except for the one in the backyard. But I actually think I changed that. And I say backyard, but the whole thing is a yard technically. So doing the ground floor bathroom here. I made sure there was plenty of bathrooms in this place. I think there's actually 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms. That seems to be my magic number. I seem to always do houses like that for some reason. I don't know, because usually what I end up doing is a bathroom on the ground floor, a bathroom upstairs, and then an ensuite bathroom. So that ends up being like 3 bathrooms to 3 bedrooms. And that seems to be how it always ends up when I do it for some reason. Anyways, yeah, so going through doing the bathroom, making it look kind of slick, not too slick, you know, just nice, fairly livable. And I thought I'd do that sort of orange and white rug so it goes with the inside of this container here. This is the living room container. I don't know why that's funny, but apparently it is, because I laughed. All right. Yeah, so this is obviously, there's a TV mounted on the side of the containers. Now, if this were real, I would probably imagine that you'd have to do something with the walls. There's no way you could leave the container wall exposed on the inside like that, mainly because it would be too thin and there'd be no insulation at all. But this isn't reality. This is Sims, so we good. Oh God, there I go saying we all good. I think someone counted that last time in the last house building video, and I think I said it like 30 times. I was like, we all good. Now, the reason for that is because that was at the end of a day of pre-recording about, like, I think I did 20 videos that day. And just saying 20 videos, you're like, oh yeah, 20 videos, that's not much. That's not much. But when you think about it, some of the videos are half an hour each. Some are about 40, 45 minutes or so. And then some of those videos included house building ones, which take like anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to do. So that was pretty much my entire day. And then at the end of the day, I was like, all right, let me record this commentary. And I think at that point I had more or less lost my mind. So I said, we all good about 30 times to fill the void of me not saying anything. So that was a thing that happened in the last build. But the good news is people really enjoyed that build. And I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier with how much you guys enjoyed the last build. And I'm hoping that you enjoy this one as well. Mainly because I say that because you guys know I took like a break from house building videos for maybe a month. I think it was a month or 2, however long it was. It was a long time. It was just because I would go into build and I'd just be like, nah. Like I just didn't have any clue of what I wanted to do for a whole house. Like I could go in and do room builds and that kind of stuff, but for a whole house, I was just like, oh, I don't know what to do. But then recently, when I was doing some of the room builds, and then I started just doing weird room builds, like rooms that you would never like they have no use in Sims really, other than just being purely decorative. I'm like, this is really fun. Why don't they just do like some somewhat wacky sort of house builds? And that's what the last one was, and that's what kind of this one is too. It's just a little bit crazy. It's a little bit fun, and I had a lot of fun doing this. And I think it turned out really, really cool in the end, and I'm very proud of it, I got to say. So this is a little bit of a study nook, taking some inspiration from the last build as well. You saw I put in that sort of chain link fence as a sort of wall divide. I really like that look when you're going for the sort of rustic slash industrial kind of feel, because that fence as a separating on the inside actually works really, really well. I mean, if you're doing it in a regular home, it wouldn't make much sense, but I think in this sort of context, it does actually work quite well. So we've got a little chess table there for some logic. Something I really miss in this game, and because I've been doing a lot of house builds the last couple of days as I'm preparing for going away for 5 weeks, so I've got to build a lot of houses while I'm gone. Is I'm really missing no pool tables, or like foosball tables, or like those kind of activities, because I had like just when I'm doing these sort of entertainment areas, because usually in the houses I try to include, I usually try to include like a living room and then like an entertainment room where you'd have like some skill building stuff or just things that are fun. So I really miss putting like a pool table in. I'm like, oh, that sucks. It really sucks. It's just one of those luxurious items that like no Sims house can live without, but they just don't exist. It's like, what is going on? Mind blown. All right, so here is what we're doing out the back. So I originally had no clue. This is where I wanted to put a pool table, and I'm like, if pool tables existed, this would be so perfect. It's like, it'd be a perfect rumpus room. Then I was like, I could do an outdoors office. I could make like an outside office, right? But then I was thinking, hang on, I just did an office inside, so doing another office outside that doesn't make much sense, does it? Then I was like, hang on a second. I just did a room build that I thought looked really, really awesome. And it was the recording studio, which I'm hoping that video actually went out yesterday. I think it did. If you haven't seen it, go back to my channel and search out like recording studio, it'll come up. And this is taking inspiration from that. You get those bright those bright purple cubes from Luxury Party Stuff Pack. And those sort of wall panels there on the right as well. You get those wall-mounted TVs from Get to Work, and the wall speakers as well. And you can set up this really, really funky-looking recording setup, like this recording studio setup. So that's where the music producer sits, and then you have the room out the back that has all the instruments and stuff in it, and the microphones. And it just looks really, really cool. I mean, it is, without a doubt, one of the most useless pieces of space. Like, functionally, what I've built it for, functionally, it doesn't make any sense. However, your Sims can go in there. They can play the guitar and the piano, and they can, of course, use the computer in there. And they could probably also watch those TVs, because there are sofas on the other side of the room, so they could sit there and watch the TVs. So everything in there is usable, but the purpose I've designed it for doesn't make any sense. But it just looks so cool. Like, it just, I don't know, it looks really cool. So, I don't know, man. It's awesome. It's one of those things in Sim that's like, you just build it because it looks cool. It doesn't do anything, but it looks really cool. So yeah, here we are upstairs now doing the bedrooms. We've got 3 bedrooms, 2 double bedrooms, and 1 single. And you see the double bedroom at the end has a little bathroom. Well, it's not little, it's quite a large ensuite bathroom actually. So just going through and furnishing all of those now. Pretty standard stuff. Getting some side tables and getting some lighting. Can you tell I've run out of things to say? We all good. Maybe I'll say we all good for the next 30 minutes, and that'll take care of business. Not even 30 minutes. How much time have we got left? I could probably waste some time. I always love, I realize I do this a lot as well, like putting a TV at the opposite, like facing a double bed. I do this a lot, and it's really not that common of a thing in real life. Like, I mean, people do have like TVs in their bedrooms, but having like a wall-mounted plasma, or I guess it's probably not plasma anymore. Plasmas are old-fashioned, right? I mean, people, I know they still exist, but people would usually probably just buy an LED TV, or, yeah, no, probably just an LED, because first of all, they're a lot lighter, and they're a lot cheaper. Anyways, the point of that was like, I mean, I do it a lot. Like, I do it more often than not. And I don't know why. I think I do it because I was like, I wish I had a TV mounted at the opposite end of my bed. It'd be really, really cool. It'd be very cool. I mean, I have I have had it in the past, but it's not there anymore. Anyways, so going on to the single bedroom. Yeah, so that filled a few minutes of time. That's good. We are good. How many times have I said that now? I don't know. So yeah, just getting a little desk working space there. So there's 3 computers in this house, and there's one downstairs in the study, and then one in the recording studio, and one in the bedroom. So plenty of computers to do school or like work-related work. Because I found I had that problem in my Let's Play. In my Let's Play, I have... like, obviously, I have 4 Sims in the family currently as of me recording this, and all 4 of them works, and then they all have daily tasks. They all work at the same time during the day. They come home, and they, like, one of them needs to do business reports, one needs to write jokes, and I have, like, one computer. I'm like, ugh. I mean, really, the problem could be solved by me just buying another computer, but, of course, I couldn't be welded to do that, and I'm like, I don't know. So, my point here is, this house has plenty of computers, so you'll be good. You'll be... No, I'm not going to say it. You thought I was going to say it, didn't you? I'm not going to say it. Yeah, so a little bookcase and, of course, a set of drawers to get chained. And a beautiful mirror by the door to check yourself before you wreck yourself going out into the world. Some little drawings that they may have done. Some stickers. I don't know. Are they stickers? It's like a weird cutout poster thing. And doing the bathroom up here with a nice tub opposite the large window, so you can sit in there, relax, and look at the world. Or, you know, if you wanted privacy, you can put down the blinds, I guess. I guess if you wanted privacy, I mean, some of us are exhibitionists and some aren't. But that's totally up to you, you know? So, yeah, you do you. You do you. That's all that matters. Don't do what other people expect of you unless... yeah, unless you're breaking the law, in which case probably do what people expect of you in that regard. Yeah, cool. Double bedroom. I really wish this game had more beds or just more color options. Why? Can we please go back to the way Sims 2 swatches worked? I've said this in previous builds, but having separate sheets and separate bed frame swatches just makes so much more sense. Sims 2 could do it. Why can't they do that in Sims 4? Even if you just had... if all the bed frames were... You'd buy a bed frame, right? So you'd buy the bed frame, and then, like, I've seen this idea posted before, and it's fantastic. It makes so much more sense. So you go into the bed category, right? And you get all the frames. All the frames would be there. They'd all be, you know... They don't make a difference, really, to how well the bed performs. Then there's, like, a mattress category. So you'd buy the mattress, so you could get a really cheap mattress, or you could get a super-duper expensive mattress. But... And I'm just like, and when I read that, like someone posted this, I think I read it on Reddit or somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but and then I was like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense because that's how beds work in reality. And then what you do, you just get the mattress, and then obviously the frame of the bed. Those 2 items would snap together, so you just place it on top, and that would work. Or if the Sims team wanted to be really really cool, you wouldn't need a bed frame. You could just chuck a mattress on the floor. And then you could get some slums with the mattresses just on the floor. It'd be like, it just makes so much sense. How good would that be? If someone can mod that, that'd be amazing. Like it doesn't even have to work like that. Like modding that wouldn't even be hard because all you do, you'd make a bed that just doesn't have a frame. So it'd just be a floating mattress. Then you just make a frame object that is completely separate. Like it doesn't have to be a bed. There's nothing significant about it. Then you just overlay the 2 and that would work. I mean, someone might have already done it because that's actually really not hard to do. Like you just separate the models out and then it would work. I wonder if I could do it. I mean, I probably could do it if I had the time, but I don't. But someone should do that because that makes a lot of sense. All right, here we are. Anyways, here we are in the screenshots, the front of the shipping yard. Plenty of windows and plenty of color. I wish I had some more color choices for that wall paint as well. I just wish it had more color choices in the Sims 4 in general, really. It's just a shame. So it really is just a shame. That's what it is. That there aren't enough colors. There aren't enough colors in the world to make us all happy. Which is just sad. Anyways. So here's a shot from the back as well. So yeah, we're just having a look at the exterior from all different angles. So you can get some cool shots. So here's the entranceway. Looking into the kitchen there on the... Well, straight ahead of us. So here's the kitchen / dining area. I think that looks really, really cool. I am so happy. Like my favorite part of this house is the kitchen area. I think it just looks superb. I'm very proud of it. It looks exactly how I want the kitchen to look. And then here's the bathroom just behind the kitchen and behind the dining table there. Out to the backyard, or the back concrete. I guess you could call it. That's the living room area right there. Just another shot. Here's another angle of it. You got a little stereo beneath the TV as well, so you can pump some tunes. Here is the, well, obviously there's the stairs going up. That's the sort of study area, the last container, if that makes sense. There's the little sectioned off study area. Plenty of books. Nice chess table to get your logic skill up. So that's useful. Here is the recording studio area. Like, how cool does that look? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I think it looks really cool. I mean, you can say you hate it. That's fine. But I think it's really cool. And there's the recording studio area. Got some rugs on the floor for a bit of sound dampening as well. There's a piano looking out through that way. You can see they've got speakers in there so they can hear everything. It's all good. How many times is that now? Here's the upstairs landing. So you just come upstairs. Here is the first double bedroom with the TV opposite the end of the bed. Pretty simple stuff. Here is the single bedroom with a couple of posters on the wall. Nice desk, bookcase, that kind of good stuff. Here is the master bedroom. Yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. And the master bedroom ensuite with a large tub for relaxation purposes. Oh, and this is the other upstairs bathroom. Of course, the download link is in the description down below. You can check it out there. Yeah, you can find it on the gallery. You can just search #TheSimsSupply, or like I said, click the link. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and have an awesome day.